Hi, it's Tom with Heritage. Just a really quick video, as they always are. I always say that. Really quick video. It's not going to be quick now. Really quick video on a little bit of remedial work that I'm doing here as a result of a consumer unit upgrade that we've done. Right, so I'm in the kitchen here, replacing these non-fire rated downlights for a fire rated Collingwood H2 fitting. Now, you might argue that this is above and beyond, but obviously the kitchen is a slightly higher risk area because we've got gas hob. And on the report that I did alongside doing the board change, you see these have been wired using 2-core cable. They're marked up as double insulated here. But obviously this is metal. Now this makes me nervous. These cheaper fittings like this, where you've got the double insulated symbol, because it's, in my opinion, a little bit of a technicality. It relies on good installation. As you can see here, this is 230 volts. There's no transformer, and we've got basic insulation on show. And in fact, I don't know if you could see that, but actually there's a bit of a nick in that neutral conductor there. So combined with, it went down as a recommendation. There's a bedroom above, which we'll have a look at in a minute. So there's habitable spaces above. So according to the current building regs, these should be fire rated, which these obviously aren't. So that's the first thing. The second thing is there's no earth at these, because it's just wired in this 2-core skinny flex. And the third issue is we've got this basic insulation on show. So customer, belt and braces, seen that sort of recommendation and decided to go ahead with that. So let's have a look upstairs. Right, so here we are in the room above, bedroom. Luckily there's not much gear in it, so it meant that I was able to get a floorboard up. Now, take the switch off downstairs. Unfortunately, there's no neutral there. So loop in, loop out at a joint box buried somewhere in the fabric of the building. Switch line is then dropped down to the switch, and then using that same joint box, you then feed the downlights. So yeah, just rolled the carpet back, taken a floorboard up. Luckily, someone's already been here, so most of these are easy to get up. Sort of taking this floor up, I found this in a plastic bag with a beautiful handwritten note to be traced back and disabled later. So that's not part of our scheme of works. So what I'll do is check to see if that is still live, and if it is, I'll put a maintenance free joint on it. It was just this tape joint. Now, as like I say, we've done a consumer unit upgrade, and one thing arising from that was that the downstairs lights, the insulation resistance readings for that lighting circuit appear to be just low enough to be tripping the RCBO. So at the moment it's temporarily on an MCB whilst I see if I can find the root of this issue. But you can see here we've got loads of these old brown joint boxes buried. I've had to cut a bit of floor up here to get access to the important one. So this is the one that I'll be working on. I'll be changing this to a maintenance free set of joints to enable it to live under the floor without it needing to be maintained. All of these brown circular ones, you see they've got screw terminals, they need to be maintained. Now, without rolling the carpet back, cutting the floorboards up, how would I know that this is here to maintain? So although I'm changing the kitchen lights here, I'm hoping that either this, or in fact, you see I've found another one here. So I've just identified that I think this is the supply coming from the consumer unit. I'm going to confirm that in a moment. And then just more joints. It's an old way of doing things. You'd send a supply to a joint box and then it would go off to each room. Rather than what we do now is we loop in, loop out, so supply in, supply out to the next zone or fitting, set of fittings. We do that in the back box where the switch is, which means we don't have to bury joints in the ceiling or under floors or in lofts. You take the switch off, you've got all the connections there, you've got a neutral there. So, you know, if you did want to then change that into smart lighting, you've got a neutral there for any you've got a neutral there for any smart devices, any relays, Zigbee stuff, etc., which requires a neutral. So where was I going with this video? I'm not entirely sure really, but it was just you know, to show you that in the process of changing these kitchen lights, some of the other things that we come up against, and it's not just as straightforward as you know, doing a light for light replacement.